Hey guys, I want to start taking more viewer questions, and so today I want to start off with a question from alias 648. He asks, would I do a video on cold calling or the flow of first customer contact? So thanks for the question, man. I appreciate it. So years ago, when I first got into sales, I saw every customer as an opportunity. They're an opportunity to test my skills, an opportunity to try and come over objections, an opportunity to become more persuasive, an opportunity to make money. And I knew that every sale that I closed was more money in my pocket, and I could use that for everything in my life. I could use it for stability and security. I could use it for fun and leisure and hanging out with my friends. I could use it for luxury and buying nice fancy things. I could use it to feed myself. So needless to say, I was hungry to close every single deal that I possibly could. And every customer that I contacted, I wanted to capitalize on that opportunity to be in front of them. So I'd listen to my bosses and the people coaching me and people who had more sales experience than me. And I would really listen to them and respect them and try and practice what they would tell me. This led to a lot of problems. I found myself actually working for some scammers. One time I was selling weight loss supplements that didn't really work, and it didn't really matter because I got wrapped up in the culture of just trying to get every single deal. And I've had numerous experiences where the product just wasn't helping anybody, but it was all about making money and getting a dollar and just trying to propel myself forward in life. And what would happen is people would sense that what I'm selling is kind of crap and they don't want it, so they would push away. But me, being an aggressive salesperson and wanting to capitalize on every opportunity, I would just try and sink my teeth into them even more, and I would just grab onto them in that conversation, and I would try and be, frankly, kind of pushy. And people would say no, and I'd be like, okay, no is fine, that's just an objection, I just need to overcome that. And I'd try and convince them over and over and over. And it didn't matter if the conversation got to the point where I just totally pissed the person off and they turned around and walked away from me, or if they hung up the phone. That was just one sale, one person that I'm talking to, and it didn't matter if I offended them. It was my job to try and close the deal, no matter what the costs were. And so this caused me to work really hard. With every single person I talked to, I had to put everything into it. I get that big, fake, cheesy salesperson smile. I'd get over the top with my emotions. Hey, how's it going? You want to buy my product? And it was just totally fake. And money was always on my mind, hitting those numbers every single week, every single day, every single month. I had a quota that I had to hit so that I could hit my sales commission goals. The older that I got tired of doing that. I don't want to sit and pursue every single person. I don't want to try and beat a sale into everybody. And I started to realize that I needed to treat people more like an individual, more as a person, and connect with them. People are more than just money. I mean, this is obvious and we all know it, but people are more than just opportunities for us. They have a big backstory. They have other things going on in their life. And sometimes they might not want to close a deal because it's not right for them. And they have other things going on that they're thinking about that they're not even talking about in the conversation. And so it's not appropriate to try and sell every single item to every single person that you come in contact with. And I started feeling really bad about selling crappy stuff. Like when I would sell those weight loss supplements that wouldn't work, I would close a deal, and at first I'd kind of laugh, be like, hey, I closed a deal, this is awesome. But it started really weighing on me. Like when I'd get people calling back, they're like, hey, I tried this out and it didn't work and you charged me $80. So the first thing I started doing was I went out and I started to try and find a sales job where I'm actually selling things that people wanted and that they needed. And that's when I got into cell phone sales. And still, at first, I was really pushy. I knew, hey, we have something that people need and they want it. They don't know that they want it yet, so I'll kind of be a little bit pushy and I'll be really persuasive. I'll overcome all their objections and I'll get them to buy this phone because at the end of the day, I know they're going to be happy with it. But at the same time, while I was doing this, I was only thinking about my commission and my numbers and getting promoted in the company and doing really well. I wasn't really thinking too much more about the customer. I was just like, if I close a deal, I'm going to get what I want. So I just need to keep pushing hard. And it became a grind and a hustle. And that got tiring. Like I knew that people are people. They're more than opportunities. They're more than numbers. They're more than sales. What would happen if I brought that mentality into my sales process? Instead of just trying to close every single deal, what if I just try and get to know people? What if I just try and be cool with them and friends with them and actually appreciate them? Not in a cheesy, a fake way. But like, what if I actually took an interest in someone? And what if I don't care if I get the sale? What if I'm cool if the sale just totally walks out the door and I don't hit my numbers? What would happen if I gave up all that control that I need? I started doing that. I started just engaging with people like a normal person and taking an interest in their life and hearing their stories. And as the conversations would unfold, I would ask them, hey, what kind of cell phone do you have? And just asking more and more questions and getting to know them and their needs. And if I could meet their needs, then I would recommend the phone that I wanted to sell them. And it became very easy to get sales. All of a sudden, people started to like talking to me. People remembered my name. People would bring in their friends and family to come meet with me. And quickly, I became the #1 salesperson when I had that job. And I remembered that lesson, and I carried it forward in all of my dealings in sales since then. And I've never had a problem meeting sales. I never, ever think about my numbers anymore. I have goals, obviously. I'm trying to run a business, and I need to have targets that I hit, and I need to stay on track. So I'm aware of these numbers, but it's more so just about making a connection with people and not pushing them into anything, taking an interest in their business. So when I'm doing my cold calls now, I know that if I talk to 100 customers, I'm going to get an opportunity to do 10 estimates. Out of those 10 estimates, I will probably close at least 4 deals. And I know that, first of all, a lot of people aren't looking for what it is I'm selling. And then the people that are looking for it, I'm not going to be a good fit for them. They might have a project that I just can't do. It's someone else needs to take it on. And so I don't want to close a deal with somebody if it's not going to work out just because I want to make some money. I really, since the buck stops with me and I'm a business owner, I can't get in over my head on any project, because at the end of the day, I'm totally responsible for it. And if I screw up a job, not only am I responsible financially, but I'm just responsible as a human being for getting someone to do something that didn't work out in their best interest. And that can weigh on you if day in, day out, you're just screwing people over. And you know that you're just kind of a piece of shit and you're walking around and you don't care, and you need to make your money and you don't care how it affects other people. To me, that weighs me down, and I can't live my life like that. I know that if I talk to 100 people, at least 4 of those people are going to become customers. The rest of them, I don't even think about. Even when I'm doing my 10 walkthroughs, if I'm going through a walkthrough and I can't close the deal, I don't care about it. I walk away, because I know that I'm going to get another one. I'm going to get another opportunity and another opportunity. So as long as I'm doing 100 cold calls a day, I'm going to have plenty of opportunities. And it's to the point now where I don't have to do 100 cold calls every single day, but I have a process that works. And so when my money starts slowing down, I know I just get on the phone, or I walk outside, or I send some emails, and I'm going to start getting opportunities to meet with people. And when I meet with people, I don't talk above their head. I've been in some sales jobs, and I have some friends in corporate America who try and use a bunch of jargon and use complex ideas and theories and processes and procedures that they explain with these huge big words, and they inflate themselves because they want to seem important and impressive to their customers. They want their customers to think that they know something that they don't know. And they are very complex in their speaking. And I realized quickly that that doesn't work either. People don't give a shit about how much you know and the words that you use. They want to know, what can you do for them? How are you going to do it? How long is it going to take? What's it going to cost? And what's the benefit going to be? And so when I go into a sales meeting now, I just tell people, hey, my name's Joe. I'm a janitor, and I'm doing a promotion on this or this, whatever the promotion is. And I say, do you have 5 minutes for a quick estimate? If they say no, cool, I'm out of there. I leave. Like, I picked up the phone last week, and some guy was asking me if he could help me out with my online marketing. And I told him no, and he was begging, please, please, sir, please give me a chance, please. And I'm like, holy shit, man, you're going to get off the phone with me and you're going to talk to someone else in like 2 minutes. Like, why are you so desperate to get me to say yes? I already told you no, I don't need it. By the way, if your online marketing works so well, why the hell are you calling me on the phone? I always find that funny. So anyway, so I do that enough times. I know that if I tell enough people simply that, hey, I'm a janitor, this is the promotion I'm doing right now, do you have 5 minutes? I know if I talk to 100 people, 10 people are going to say, yeah, sure, give me an estimate. And then once I get that estimate, I walk in, I take some measurements, I look around at the building, and one of the biggest things that I'm doing is looking for problems, looking for reasons not to do the job. If there's stains on the carpet I don't think I can get out, or if there's some damage to their floor that I can't clean, or if there's if there's a stain that I can't get out with my pressure washer or something, maybe the ceilings are too high and I can't do high dusting. I'm looking for problems. I'm not looking for opportunities and to make money. I'm looking for things that are going to be a problem down the road so that I can bring it up in the meeting and be like, hey, look, I can do all this, but the ceiling's too high. I'm not going to climb up there on my ladder. You might need to find someone else for that. Or, hey, I could do these floors, but it's been really neglected and this might be damaged and I don't think that's going to come out. Is that okay with you? And we communicate. And if they say no, it's fine. I'm going to leave because I don't want that complaint later down the road. And then we just have a little meeting and they tell me their concerns. I just get all my questions answered, like, is there a water source? Do you guys have power turned on? Because sometimes in new buildings, they don't have power or water. And we just communicate. There's no sales. There's no pushing. There's no trying to convince people to work with me. Nothing like that. It's just, here's what I'm going to do. Here's my price. Here's when I can do it. When are you available? Yes or no? Now, that being said, I do take control of the conversation. I do have a sales process that I use, and you guys can find that in another video. I'll try and link it somewhere. And because you do need to make recommendations, you need to try and close the sale. There are little techniques that you need to use to kind of take control of the situation, because if you don't, people won't make a decision, and you need them to in order for you to make a living. So I'll directly ask people, what day of the week works best for you for this? And that automatically will make them make a decision right there. Because if you don't ask them to make a decision, they won't make it. They'll say, okay, cool, I got the info, we'll let you know later, and you'll never hear back from them. So you give them a couple of options. Is Wednesday or Tuesday best? And then they can choose, and there you go, the deal's closed. One thing that I've really found out over the last 4 years, when you run a business, there are so many variables outside of your control. You can't control how customers are going to react to you and the service you provide. You can't control if your employees are going to show up, or if they're going to talk crap behind your back, or if they're going to do a horrible job. You can't control if your van or your equipment's going to break down. There are so many things that are just outside of your control that can really start to stress you out. And the number of sales that you get and the amount of money that you can make, that's a huge variable that is sort of in your control. But at the end of the day, it's up to the customers to make those decisions. So you can get so stressed out, and you can try and close every single deal because you're trying to gain control over your business, and you can start begging people, please, please, sir, please work for me. Or you can build a process that you know that works. Keeping things simple, simplifying your process, simplifying your vocabulary, offering something that people actually want, and then making sure that you're talking to at least 100 people and knowing that out of 100 you're going to get 10 estimates and then you're going to close 4 deals. Once you have a system, then you can just trust the system, and that is a variable you can control. You can control if you work the system. You don't know if you're going to cold call someone and they're going to yell at you on the other end of the phone, but you know that you're capable of picking up the phone again and calling the next person. And as long as you're not pushy, and as long as you're not selling bullshit, and as long as you're not trying to manipulate people, there's nothing wrong with trying to call people and just be like, hey, how's it going? Like, this is my name, this is what I do, and I'd love to help you out if you're interested. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that that's totally an ethical way to make money and to put yourself out there. So that's a little bit more about cold calls and my sales process. And Alias, I appreciate the question. If any of you other guys have any questions, I'll go ahead and answer them. I'll go back through some of my old videos and see if I can find some other questions you guys have already asked. So anyway, if you want to do what you want, when you want, how you want, for who you want, and how much you want, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys next time.